Good evening and welcome to the June 17th, 2025 meeting of the Johnson County Community College Board of Trustees. Won't you please join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands.
Good evening and welcome to the June 17th, 2025 meeting of the Johnson County Community College Board of Trustees. Won't you please join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance? So, for purposes of roll call, as you just gathered, we have Trustee Jennings joining us by phone.
Excuse me.
Trustee Cross, Trustee Mitchell, Trustee Rattan, and I are here. Trustee Smith-Everett is on her way. She ran into some traffic difficulties, and so we certainly have a quorum, and we'll go ahead and proceed. The July meeting tends to be fairly light, and so we're gonna kind of work our way through things here, and hopefully we'll be able to get everybody out relatively early this evening. The first thing on the agenda is awards and recognition. There are no awards and recognition tonight. That's typical of the summer meetings when the students aren't, and the students and the faculty aren't around. And that takes us to the open forum section of the meeting. The open forum section of the board agenda is a time for members of the community to provide comments to the board. There will be one open forum period during each regularly scheduled board meeting. Comments are limited to 5 minutes unless a significant number of people plan to speak. And in that instance, the chair may limit a person's comments to less than 5 minutes. In order to be recognized, individuals must register at the door 15 minutes prior to each regularly scheduled board meeting. And when addressing the board, registered speakers are asked to remain at the podium, should be respectful and civil, and are encouraged to address individual personnel or student matters directly with the appropriate college department. As a practice, the college does not respond in this setting when the matter concerns personnel or student issues or matters that are being addressed through our established grievance or suggestion processes or otherwise the subject of review by the college or board. There are no registered speakers tonight. I was really hopeful that we were going to have a long line of about 100 people, but that didn't work out. So we'll move right on to our board reports. And first up is Mr. Dick Carter with our college lobbyist report.
I can see if I can help set the record. It's 5:02. Let's see if I can be done by 5:05 and sitting down. We are at that time of the year where things are very light as far as the policy arena is concerned. But there are some things that I would like to draw your attention to because they help shape the conversation moving forward. And one of those is that the state ended its budget year ahead of projections. That's interesting because that helps, again, formulate the conversation about what do we do about tax policy, what do we do about other appropriations as the budget continues to be developed for the coming fiscal year. So the fact that we went through 2 adjustment periods where the budget was adjusted accordingly based on some other policy that had occurred and went into place on January 1 as far as tax policy is concerned, it's pretty interesting that that's where we're at on the budget, that we arrived ahead of projections for the end of the fiscal year. So we haven't seen what the budget process is defined as of yet. We know that the legislature will still work up its own budget just like they did last year. This will be the second time that they've done that. And the governor's office will also be working on, the budget office will be working on putting together its version of the budget as well. Legislative Budget Committee has not started meeting yet in the summer months, but we expect them to later on this summer, and that's where we'll start seeing some of the detail being formulated. A little bit of political news. We had another big name enter the governor's race. We have somewhere around 10 folks on the GOP side indicating that they're interested in running for governor. Of course, the 2 that were already on the radar were former Governor Jeff Collier and Secretary of State Scott Schwab. This last week, we saw Vicki Schmidt, who is our sitting insurance commissioner, indicate that she will be a candidate for the governor on the GOP ticket as well. That plays into a whole list of possibilities when it comes to candidates that we'll see on the primary. I think some will be dropping out. Some will go by the wayside. They haven't actually filed, but they've indicated their interest. So it's just of note that really changes the political landscape of that contest. And then finally, we continue to monitor what is going on in Washington, D.C. The House and Senate budget committees are in the process of marking up the budget bills. They passed the one big beautiful bill, and the president has signed that. There are some allowances in that bill to allow for change and time for regulations to be developed for some of the things that could potentially impact the college as far as workforce Pell Grants, things like that. But really, we're in a pretty good position as far as that's concerned. But it would be probably not appropriate to speculate on what the budget is going to actually look like, what those outcomes are going to look like. I do think that both the Senate and House have a target of trying to be wrapped up around the first part of August. I don't know if that'll be possible or not, but that's kind of where we're at in that process. We can probably assume that most of the appropriations are going to mirror administration priorities, and so that's kind of what we're watching for. And then finally, the Board of Regents will have its retreat. They don't meet in the month of July as far as a meeting is concerned, but one of the things that we follow is their annual retreat, and they'll be meeting July 28th through the 30th in Manhattan, and so we'll be watching for the outcomes of what is discussed at that particular retreat as well. So that kind of catches us up on what's going on in the month of July, and as we wait for the school year to start.
All right, thank you for that report. That
I
was,
missed it by 1 minute.
I know, right? That was relatively concise. So, questions for Mr. Carter, Trustee Cross?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Mr. Carter, thank you. Senator Marshall, he's going to run for re-election? Is that determined at this point?
I haven't talked to him about that. I assume he will.
Well, I had heard earlier in the year he wasn't, and that may open up another primary there, but I was just curious.
Certainly could.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Any other questions for Mr. Carter? Well, it'll be interesting to see how things develop as people kind of parse through the big, beautiful bill and see how that's going to affect things. I think everybody's still trying to kind of figure that out and see how it's actually going to play out. So keep us posted.
I will do so.
Thank you for your report. Safe travels back to Topeka. It looks kind of bad weatherish out there again. Okay, next on the report is our shared governance report, and Caitlin Krumsick. Welcome to the board meetings. This is the first time we've heard from you, right?
It is, thank you. So my name is Caitlin Krumsick. I am the director of the Academic Achievement Center and the Language Resource Center over on the first floor of the library. And I have the privilege of giving you the shared governance update today, as I was elected co-chair of College Council yesterday. So I've been part of shared governance for quite a while. I was part of the original staff council. I was chair of staff council from 2023 to 2024, and then I've been on college council since 2023. So this summer is a time of transition for shared governance, and even more so this year. We welcomed Dr. Mixa yesterday, not just to the college, but also to the role of co-chair of college council. And then again, I was elected co-chair yesterday as well, replacing Jason Arnett. In terms of staff council, we welcomed several new members this month, and Ann Turney began her role as the chair of staff council. I just want to take a minute to recognize Ann. She led us in a fantastic retreat yesterday. It was really the first opportunity as staff council that we've had a chance to really step back and talk about what are our goals for this upcoming year, how do we as staff council fit into that mission, and then really just get to know our new members and continue to get to know everyone else. So it was such a wonderful time, and I'm so glad that she found time for all of us to do that. ABC does not meet over the summer, and so their leadership remains the same with Jamie Cunningham at the helm, and they will begin meeting with the start of the fall semester. And then finally, I just want to take a moment to thank everyone who has rolled off of shared governance within the last month. Specifically, I want to call out Ed Lovett, who concluded his role as staff council chair this last year. I think one of the hallmarks of his time is that he left us with a much healthier and more functional relationship with HR, which we have needed, and it's been such a wonderful, it's been great to see him do that in partnership with HR leadership. I also want to call out Elisa Waldman. She was one of the few remaining members of the original College Council, and she rolled off as the cabinet representative. And then, of course, it would be remiss if I didn't call out Jason. He did such a great job getting us to the place where we are at College Council, and I know that I've got a big role to fill, but he did such a great job getting us where we are, and I'm excited to continue the work that he's done. And so Just to conclude, I'm excited to see what shared governance does this year. I think we're really poised to do some wonderful things and expect a much more robust report next month.
All right, thank you for that. Any questions or comments for Caitlin? Trustee Smith-Everett.
Thank you. I just wanted to say welcome. And yes, you do have very big shoes to fill. We appreciate this addition to our board meeting, and we appreciate you stepping up to serve and look forward to hearing from you as months roll on.
Trustee Rattan.
Congratulations, and we've worked a little bit on College Council, and I was just telling President Mixa that I like this group because this is where you hear from staff, you hear from adjunct, you hear from, really, you intentionally try to include everyone, and I appreciate that for my own information, and I think you'll be a great leader, and I saw you lead from there before you were given the position, so thank you.
Any other comments?
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Yeah, congratulations. And if you watched the last board meeting, don't be intimidated by all the praise we, heaped on Jason.
It was well-deserved.
Yeah, he's a terrific leader, but we're so excited to have you transitioning into the role, and it'll be fun to hear from you each month and see what new things are going on. It sounds like the retreat was really exciting and fun, and that's always a good way to get people together and kind of motivated for the next year, so terrific. Thank you for your report.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, next up is the Faculty Association report, and Dr. Irene Olivares. And I'm sure I don't pronounce your name correctly. I try.
Thank you for trying. Irene Olivares, Associate Professor of History, President of the FA. And I do apologize to Dr. Mixa and Dr. McLeod, who heard a lot of my spiel yesterday, so it'll be repetition for you all. And I do want to start by welcoming Dr. Mixa. I had an opportunity to meet your wife and your daughter at the Foundation SIPs and Scholarship. Was it 2 weeks ago, a week ago? I don't know. The days have blended together. But I could see that everyone's just jumping into the community, and that's very lovely to see. And in this particular report, I just want to give an overview of the history of the Faculty Association for Dr. Mixa and, of course, for everyone else who might not know the history. So it's going to be brief in keeping with the goal for today. So the Faculty Association was chartered in 1979, and it's part of the Kansas National Education Association, which is the state chapter of the National Education Association, better known as the NEA. And the NEA has 3 million members strong. It's the largest labor union in the country. And the NEA speaks up for faculty, for public education, and it speaks up for faculty in particular so that faculty can speak up for students. That's really the goal. At JCCC, the Faculty Association advocates for the individual and collective interest of its bargaining unit members. We represent all 9, 10, and 12-month individuals who hold full-time regular employment at JCCC as teaching faculty, counselors, and librarians. We also have 3 directors who have been grandfathered in as well in science, math, and in the honors program. The Faculty Association has the benefit of overcoming the silos that are very present in higher education institutions, precisely because our members come from the different disciplines across the college, and we all come together to support student success from these different areas, like the counselors, librarians, teaching faculty. And just like our parent organization, the Faculty Association advocates for its members so that we can empower to speak up for our students. And I know you all know us, that we are very vocal, and we try to do so respectfully most of the time. We support our students in the classroom and also in other ways. For example, the Faculty Association regularly supports student scholarships by sponsoring a table at some enchanted evening, the Foundation's Gala, and I'm sure you're very excited to attend that this fall. We also regularly raise funds and collect donations for the Student Basic Needs Center. You'll see multiple times per semester Dr. Amanda Glass, who's one of our association officers. You'll see her carrying a huge load of FA member donated items to the Student Basic Needs Center. We also use our social media platform to spread awareness of student-centered college initiatives, like the Thrift and Thrive Drive hosted by the Center for Sustainability that provides free household items for students. And I encourage you all, if you have extra items at home that you'd like to donate, there's a bin not too far from where we're currently at. One of the other ways that our association works for our students is through our collaboration with our fellow KNEA pre-K through 12 educators in the area. We frequently gather together for professional development and to learn general trends that are taking place in that area so that we know what trends to expect with our students who we might see in a few years. Because the Faculty Association has been around since 1979, we have been around almost as long as the college has been in existence. And our members have passed on that great institutional knowledge to all of us in the association. We constantly rely on them for advice, for support. And we hope to use this knowledge to work together for the benefit of our students. So that concludes my report for today. So short and sweet, I hope.
All right. Any questions or comments for Dr. Olivares? Trustee Smith Everett, I can always count on you.
I also want to extend a welcome as the official, I think this is the first month you're officially here at the podium, right? You've been here a couple different times, but is this the first, is the FAA president? It's the second?
The second official one.
Man, it just rolls on and it's all jumbled back there. Well, darn it, welcome again.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you for your report, and I particularly want to thank you for taking the time to come in. It's summer break for faculty. We certainly recognize that, and I really appreciate you taking the time to come in and talk to us. It's always good to be reminded of the role of the Faculty Association, and so thank you for that. We know that you do so much around campus that most of us never see, so thank you so much for your report, and we'll look forward to hearing from you next month.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Johnson County Education Research Triangle, Trustee Smith Everett, do you have anything for us?
Just an update, and I will kind of give a brief overview as well, just for the benefit of Dr. Mixa. Welcome. And the JCERT is, we sit is in an oversight role on the JCERT board. The JCERT stands for Johnson County Educational Research Triangle. It was created in 2008. And the county agreed by voting that we would institute a 1/8 cent sales tax, and then the proceeds of the tax would go to 3 entities: a KU Edwards campus right down the road, the K-State Innovation Campus in Olathe, and then our KU Cancer Center. And they do clinical trials. They have a clinical research center that gets the majority of that. For the month of June, JCERT received a little over $2 million in sales tax for June 2025. Distributions of $700,000 were made to each of the 3 university entities. The June sales tax receipts, everyone listening, were 8.3% higher than June of this time last year, which this is a standard email that goes out each month, and basically no one ever responds. And this month, several board members were like, whoa, that's a very large leap from the same time a year ago. So 8.3% higher tax receipts than in June 2024. So in this month, $55,000 was transferred to each of the university entities in June, more than in 2024. And each university has received $4,269,000 through June, which is $163,000 more than the year-to-date, the same period for 2024. We only meet in April and October, so I have no updates about our meeting, and we'll be back again next month with another update of our receipts from that tax. That concludes my report.
All right, thank you for that. Any questions or comments for Trustee Smith Everett? Trustee Hamel?
Yeah, just curious if there's any way that anything got held back maybe the month before or something? No?
Nope, it's all,
Wow.
it's like comes in and goes out.
Wow.
Like
Okay.
we don't, in fact, there's a little bit like less, I think, want to say it's like an 8% that they hold back for administrative fees.
Okay.
We don't even use all that, so
Yeah.
it kind of just sits. So yeah, it's really, since I've been in this role, I haven't seen,
Interesting.
we've like had 2 or 3% more year
Yeah,
over
yeah.
date. But this is
Wow.
pretty incredible. So I don't know what was happening in Johnson County in June, but people were spending money out on the,
It's almost like something was driving up costs.
motivating people to get out and buy things, yeah.
I think the price of everything went up.
Yeah, that was actually going to be my question. I don't know if there's any sense from you or the others on the Triangle Committee, but is that increase a result of people buying more stuff, or what they're buying is more expensive? Because it's sales tax, and so it could be either way, maybe a combination of both. Certainly it appears as though our grocery bills and everything else are getting more expensive, so.
Yeah.
Madam Chair, sort of there's no surprise to Trustee Smith Everett, but I didn't catch the first part of it. Was this first quarter or second quarter? Sorry.
This was just month over date, so.
June.
June.
Okay.
Only compared to June 2024. So 8.3% higher than same time last year.
Thank you.
Yeah. Which I thought maybe was people getting out, trying to get ahead of, the professed tariffs or other costs they thought might happen, but I don't know if maybe it's just costs have gone up, or maybe it is going out and purchasing more, but,
No, hear me out. I'm just asking questions. I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah, we're all just guessing and speculating. Any other questions or comments for Trustee Smith Everett? All right, thank you for your report. Next up is the foundation report. Trustee Rattan, what do you have for us?
What do I have for you?
Did I skip somebody?
Every time.
Okay.
Every time. And
I wasn't ready,
you're
but I'll
just
be ready.
sitting right there. I can tell by this panicked look that Trustee Rattan had. It's not my turn yet. So my apologies, Trustee Cross. How about the Kansas
I actually have
Association
no
of Community
report, Madam
Colleges
Chair.
report?
We met in May. Trustee Hamel went to Highland Community College. We'll meet next month or just in a couple weeks here at Arc City down at Cowley County Community College. And that concludes my report.
Well, thank you for your report. And trust me, it is certainly not intentional that you seem to be the one that I skip every time. I need to leave the glasses
It's
off.
because
I've
you're
done it.
going
It's
from
okay.
my large name to his name, so it's
I
just
don't
like
know.
easy, I don't know, it just covers it up or something.
It's definitely something going on in my brain. All right, Trustee Rattan, I think we're ready for you now with the foundation report.
All right. The third annual SIPs and Scholarships event was held on June 26, 2025 at the Wiley Hospitality and Culinary Academy. Cindy Green and Tracy Osborne Olchin served as co-chairs of the event, and it was the highest attendance to date. 18 new scholarships were funded, and the student speaker, Soraya Shahzad, spoke about access to education, which she did not have in her home country of Afghanistan. Hawthorne Bank was the event underwriter, so all donations will support student scholarships. Town Center Plaza and Crossing put together a special raffle package with $1,000 worth of prizes, shopping for scholarships, which added a little bit more fun to the event. And I missed it. Some Enchanted Evening scholarships were announced on May 1st. For more information, visit www.jccc.edu/SEE. Lake Revere Magazine published a great article about John Stewart being named Johnson County Inn of the Year. As of July 7th, Some Enchanted Evening has reached $1 million, well on the way to our $1.2 million goal. JCCC Foundation will be hosting a welcome reception for Dr. Mixa and his wife Deb on August 13th from 4 to 6 p.m. at the Wiley Hospitality and Culinary Academy. Please save the date and plan to attend. Finally, the Harvest Dinner is right around the corner and it's almost sold out. It will be held at the Rainier Center on August 22nd this year. August 22nd. This year, the chef is a culinary graduate, a JCCC culinary graduate and head chef at the Lula's Southern Cookhouse in the Crossroads. Fun story, he graduated from the culinary program and his wife got her business degree from here as well. She manages his catering business. A fantastic JCCC success story. And that concludes my report.
All right, thank you for your report. Any questions or comments for Trustee Rattan?
You know, that was a fun story. Thank you for sharing.
Well, Lula's is a really great restaurant if you haven't been.
Before kids, I mean, it's hard to get down there now.
They'll
This
like
too
it
shall
too.
pass.
Yeah.
They'll like
hear.
it too.
I hear.
I ate at Lulu's just the other day. The food is absolutely fantastic. So if you've not eaten there, you're really missing out on one of our great graduates. I wanted to briefly comment on the $1 million threshold that Some Enchanted Evening has reached. I'm not sure that I'm aware of where we've been at this point in past years, but that seems phenomenal. And I think it's probably a testament in part to not only the co-chair or the chairs, but also the fact that Jon Stewart is going to be recognized as Johnson County of the Year. So exciting. If you haven't gotten your tickets yet, sounds like they may be selling fast. So be sure and get those reserved.
As well as Joy and her team. They just do fantastic work.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kudos to Joy Ginsburg for her incredible work.
Yes, that's absolutely true. Absolutely. Okay. That brings us to committee reports, and it looks like we have one, and I believe, Trustee Mitchell, you are in a position to give us the management report, or are you passing that off?
No, I'll be taking care of it.
All right.
No, I passed it.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The Management and Finance Committee held their meeting at 8:30 a.m. on Wednesday, July 2nd. Information related to this meeting can be found on pages 1 through 4 of the board packet. The Management and Finance Committee received the following reports from staff. Institutional Advancement, Nerman Museum of Contemporary Art Update. Joanne Northrup, Executive Director of the Nerman Museum, presented an informational update on recent activities. The presentation covered art acquisitions and loans, as well as off-site storage changes. Additionally, information was provided on the Leo Villarreal microcosm restoration, the Match Made in Heaven Gala in May, and the relaunch of the membership program, and financial data including museums, endowment funds, and annual operating expenses. Other agreements. Rachel Lears, EVP of Finance and Administrative Services, presented 2 agreements. The first was with Rail Bros, a contract training client with the Workforce Development and Continuing Ed Division. The second is an amendment of the educational operating contract with BNSF, and my script says that details can be found on the consent agenda, but my understanding is that one of those may have been pulled from the consent agenda, based on an email I got a couple days ago. Rob Caffey, Vice President of Information Services, CIO, along with Don Campbell, Director of Project Management Office, Matt Holmes, Director of Network and Data Center Operations, and Adam Kaler, Deputy CIO, Executive Director, Academic Technology Services, provide the quarterly information services report. The report provided updates on information security projects and infrastructure. Capital acquisitions and improvements progress report. Tom Hall, AVP Campus Services and Facilities Planning, gave an update on facilities projects from the capital acquisitions and improvement matrix reports. The matrix summarizes and monitors budget and actual expenses for campus services project and includes payments through June 30th of 2025. Procurement reports and information. This will lead to a couple of recommendations. Jim Fikert, Executive Director of Procurement Services, provided 2 recommendations. And with that, I will provide those. One is the Yardley Hall stage lift replacement. It is the recommendation of the Management and Finance Committee that the Board of Trustees accept the recommendation of the college administration to approve the proposal from Minnesota Elevator in the amount of $765,310 with an additional 10% contingency, which is $76,531, to allow for possible unforeseen costs for a total amount of $841,841. And I so move.
Second.
I have a motion and a second on the recommendation regarding the Yardley Hall stage lift replacement. Any discussion? Trustee Smith Everett.
Thank you. I just wondered if you could relay what the timeline of that was, since I know we have so many, that hall is used so often, I would imagine
Yeah,
that gets in the way a little bit of the usage, and if it's like just done
I
over.
don't recall the specific timeline, but we did discuss that, and they are trying to plan it around other events that are going on.
Okay, so it'll be during,
And I'll also note that I think this is the first elevator replacement since the stage initially was
yeah, it
put
says
in.
34 years old. That's
Yeah.
incredible.
Just Trustee Smith, Everett, we are trying to schedule it for when the theaters are dark over the Christmas break.
Ah,
So if
like
the
there's
parts and everything align, then we can do it at that point. Otherwise, it'll be probably in May after the end of the season.
Okay, I was like, there's
Yeah.
such limited opportunity once the school year
Correct,
starts.
yeah,
so.
yeah, it's a busy
Okay.
place.
All right, any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carries 6-0. You may proceed.
Okay. There's a recommendation related to on-call civil engineering services. It is the recommendation of the Management and Finance Committee that the Board of Trustees accept the recommendation of the college administration to approve the final renewal option year for Walter P. Moore, SK Design Group, and Caw Valley Engineering for an additional $200,000 above the original annual amount of $200,000 for an estimated amount of $400,000 through June 30th of 2026. And I so move.
Second.
Motion by trustee Mitchell, seconded by trustee Rattan, is that right? Did I hear that correctly? Okay. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 6-0. You may proceed.
Thank you, Madam Chair. That concludes my report.
All right, thank you for your report. Next up is the president's recommendation for action, and we'll start with the treasurer's report and trustee Hamel.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The board packet includes the treasurer's report for the month ending May 31st of 2025, starting on page 5. In May, the college made payments totaling $77,550 on the Series 2012 and 2019 revenue bonds. An ad valorem tax distribution of $50.7 million was received from Johnson County in June and will be included in the next month's report. Expenditures of the primary operating funds are within the approved budgetary limits. It is the recommendation of the college administration that the Board of Trustees approve the treasurer's report for the month ended May 2025, subject to audit, and I so move.
Second.
Motion by trustee Hamel, seconded by trustee Cross. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 6-0. You may proceed.
That concludes my report.
All right, thank you for your report. So next up is the president's monthly report to the board, and we're well into the board meeting, but I was saving my comments for now because I felt like it was the appropriate time. Welcome.
Thank you.
You've been here on campus now for a couple of weeks, but this is the first time we've had the pleasure of having you at the dais as part of our board meeting. We are incredibly excited to have you here to lead our college. And we're so grateful that you were willing to embrace the opportunity and the challenge, which you're probably just about now starting to realize. But we're very excited. I know that you've spent a lot of time sort of walking around campus. I've had several people comment to me that you spend a lot of time just walking around campus, seeing people, talking to people. That's terrific. And so welcome, and we're excited to see what's in store for us over the next few years of your leadership. And with that, I'll open it up to my fellow board members for any comments to Dr. Mixa. Trustee Cross.
Welcome. It's always hard to get married with like a 10 or 15 hour courtship, so it's actually kind of stressful when you're researching it. And I think Chair Rail and Vice Chair Laura Smith-Everett did a lot of the heavy lifting, and along with everyone else that went into the process. So we certainly are hopeful, and my attempt at humor at the criticism of the process is not directed at you whatsoever. I really am thrilled. This is my thrilled face. And I think you'll love it. I think it's a wonderful place. It means a lot to me, my family, and all of us sitting here. And I think you're the kind of person that will see the opportunities despite whatever problems or challenges that are in front of you. But thank you for being here, and thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Trustee Cross. Anyone else? Trustee Rattan.
We had our one-on-one today, and as I expressed, I'm excited about your excitement. It's we can feel that you're excited to be here, and I look forward to supporting you, and I look forward to helping you develop whatever goals that you have for this school to continue to make it great. And you can count on me.
Great, thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Rattan. Anyone else? Trustee Smith-Everett.
I was going to go last, but I was waiting to see if anybody else. Again, welcome. We're really excited to have you. I just wanted to echo the comments of Dr. Oliveras that I first met your wife and lovely daughter at Simpson Scholarships. You can tell they are excited, and they are very much ready to jump in and embrace this crazy ride you're taking them on. But we really look forward to your stamp on this place and setting us forward with Dr. Mix's perspective and what we can do even better and what things maybe we could, rethink and revamp. And then keep on doing the things we do really well that everyone in our community counts on us to keep going over the years and keep our excellence. But I think it says a lot that your whole family is sort of all in on this, because in a lot of ways it becomes an entire family endeavor. And so I hope everyone that they encounter is as equally excited to meet them as we were when we felt like it was such a nice gesture for them to be here before you'd even started. It's like 2 days before he officially started, so that was delightful.
I said she got invited to campus before me. I don't
Yeah.
That was great.
Can I say one more thing? I, like most board members, have probably gotten comments from our community as well that they're excited for you to be here as well, outside of the JCCC walls.
Can I say something else real quick before you do? I want to give you the last word.
I'm nervous.
I do think that this should be said. All the good things we're saying is a testament to everyone that's come before him and everyone who's sitting here. So it's not just about Dr. Tony Mixa. It's about everyone who's contributed to get us through COVID, to get us through the last few years. So lest some people think I don't love him, that we do. So.
Thank you for that. I wanted to follow up on something Trustee Smith Everett said, and that is that this is a family thing for you and your family. And I had the opportunity to spend the entire evening with you and Deb and your daughter at STEMS. And then since that time, my wife has been having lunch with your wife. I'm trying not to be overly concerned about that, Dr. Mixa. I'm not sure what they're up to, but yeah, your family's lovely. And Trustee Smith Everett's right. It's got to be all in. And your family's making a sacrifice for you to be here, and we certainly appreciate that as well. So with that, we look forward to hearing your monthly report to the board. What do you got for us?
All right, well, I got a few things, but first I'd start out with thank you very much for the kind words. Thank you really for the kind words, especially about my family. That's so great. Delaney, it was great to have her here at that Sips and Stirs. And then Dalton actually got to be here yesterday when we went over to an event, and so it was wonderful. He got to see the place. And what I really liked about it is he's a audio production engineer major, and he got to go to the collab and see the collab in there. And then he also went to the museum because he's really into fashion, and he actually wore a Jeremy Scott kind of shirt. I didn't get it exactly. He got it, but they picked up on it right away when it went into the Nerman, and he was really shocked by how wonderful the Nerman was. So it's really been great. Can't wait to get Delaney back to see the science labs because she's a science kid. So that's great there. So I just want to talk a little bit about my first 3 weeks, and then a few reports about the college, and then we'll go on from there. We'll keep it short, like Dick Carter said back there, or as I've called him a couple times, Dick Clark on accident. So, well, like I said, I'm almost done with about 3 weeks. I have learned a lot. I'm really going through the same training that you went through when you came here as trustees. Each one of the branches of the college have sat down with me and kind of gone into depth about their area, so that's been wonderful. A lot to learn. I've learned a lot. The biggest thing is try to get down names, but it's really impossible. There's a lot of names here, so I'll do the best I can to make it that far. But a lot of great information there. I've also had the opportunity to meet with the shared governance or the subgroups or the groups on campus, as Caitlin was up there, Jamie does staff council. See, I'm already wrong.
Caitlin's college council.
Yeah.
Jamie is ABC.
And who does staff council?
And Turney.
Ann Turney, that's right. Ann Turney, I'll start with Ann Turney does that. Academic branch, I got to meet with that group as well too. Faculty Association, got to meet with Faculty Association, talk a little bit with Irene and her team there as well too. And that all culminated yesterday with College Council, which was wonderful to sit and kind of see how it all kind of comes together. There was a lot of great discussion, and I know one of the things that came up, they talked about the Pathways Project, and Star got to talk a little bit about some of the challenges there and some of the great things are happening. And I'm really excited about that. I think that can make a great impact on the institution. I'm really looking forward to seeing how that initiative grows and moves forward. You guys mentioned some of the external stuff. I got to be at the Overland Park Chamber, got to sit next to the Blue Valley, the new superintendent at Blue Valley, so that's wonderful. And we're going to be meeting and talking some more. Looking forward to connecting there. I was with Trustee Mitchell and Trustee Hamel. We were at the Olathe Chamber. There was a welcoming event, and Deb came to that as well, too. Dalton was able to come to that one and meet a lot of people, so that was wonderful. And then we got to do the Northeast, where's Elisa, the Northeast Johnson County Chamber, getting them all down. I love to connect with the businesses there. We connected with one business, and we might be able to put together a training program with that as well. What I've loved so far about being here, I've met wonderful movie stars. I met Mark Hamill. But I got to go out to lunch yesterday also with Jon Stewart. He wasn't what I thought. No, I'm just kidding. But he was wonderful. Learned some great things. Heard some past board stories. So that was wonderful to hear those things. Tomorrow I have lunch with the Gerlachs, if I pronounce that correctly. So I'm looking forward to that as well too. I feel like I'm in elite company because I'm with the Johnson Countyans this year, right, and last year. So that's wonderful. So that's a little bit about what I've been going on. But I think also the really important stuff is what's happening at the college. You guys should all get enrollment reports, and of course, we pour over those all summer long, making sure they're going well. Summer is really doing well. I think we're up both in head count and in credit hours there, 3% in head count and 4.2% in credit hours, so that's great. For the fall, I think this is really cool. At least Liz has mentioned it over and over. Is Liz still here back in the background, right, Liz? If you look at our total head count for the fall, what's the odds of this happening? We are exactly even with where we were last year. We have the exact same number of students that we had last year at this time as this year. That's kind of a cool thing, especially for us math people. We really like the numbers thing. And then our total credit hours is up a little bit, which is really great because that means we have the same number of students, but they're taking more credit hours. But we still have a lot of enrollments left to go. Shelley has promised me that it's just going to continue to skyrocket every day as we move forward. And I trust that that will happen. If you flip over that report, if you have it, if not, workforce training, I always think that's an important part of the college as well, too. That's another way that we really interface with those businesses. But you see, we did well last year. We were up about 3%, or we met our goal by 103%, so that was great. And I think over 2024, we were up big, if I know those numbers, from 17,000 students, 17,600 students to 16,700 students. So that's a testament to reaching out, connecting with business and industry out there, and really be able to respond to those businesses and getting done what we need to do right there. Then we're just getting started for FY26. We'll make that happen as well, too. I have nothing but faith in that group and what I've learned there. I think just a couple other points. You get the campus report out there. It's on your SharePoint. It's also, we're able to get to, we're trying to sell a little bit about InfoHub internally. So everybody get out there and read, because communication is really important. But just a few things from that. The National Higher Education Benchmarking Institute held a conference. I think it's always important to highlight that, or I like highlighting that, because I know going back, remember I had that little story about seeing a conference here at Johnson County Community College a while back, and that's kind of what got me really interested. I thought, man, that's a great place, which is why ultimately I applied here, so I think it's important to mention that. 35 community colleges were represented from 17 different states, which again I think shows that we are a leader here on this campus, and that other community colleges look to us and look to what we do. Of course, you probably have heard the Advancement of Sustainability in Higher Education, AASHE, rated us number one, I want to say in the universe, but I'll say number one in the country, right? That's always great. We got the gold star rating for that, and we will be bringing that next month. Jay and his team were away this month, so he'll come back next month and talk about that. And I got a chance to tour his operation and see the gardens and everything, and it's really, really cool. So I was really excited about that. I got to listen to, and as I was going through some of the different areas, there was some grant information I got, but the college has multiple National Science Foundation grants or scholarships, and you really should also feel proud about that. That's kind of a gold standard in grant getting. I know some of the past colleges I've been at, we've tried to get that and weren't successful, and a lot of other presidents that I've talked to have tried to get those National Science Foundation grants and they didn't get them. But obviously, of course, Johnson County Community College got it, so that is wonderful. And the one that we have right now, if you see in there, it's about a $1.5 million grant over 4 years. Beth Edmonds, a professor of mathematics, shout out to my math people, and Sunitha Mano, director of the Science Resource Center, are leading this, and we are providing scholarships to students in the amount of $7,000 to $10,000 in the STEM area. So that is really wonderful, getting our students involved there as well, too. Faculty development, we had a great faculty development session, I heard, the collaborative path to faculty excellence. I love it when we talk about excellence and having striving for that and having that out there as our future, so I appreciate that as well, too. And then I did get a chance when we were at that, when I was with the, at the West Park campus, so it's right by my house. I didn't realize how close it was. But I will say this, and this is a shout out to Chris and his team. I didn't know it was there, but every time I'd drive by, I saw the Johnson County pedals. I was like, there must be something at Johnson County Community College there, right? So I need to stop in at some point. But anyway, we went there for a coffee with the Northeast Johnson County Chamber. I'm getting all these things down. And we got to walk in and see the nail room there, and they really did some great work. There were some funds put together through a grant to redo that. And so I'm looking forward to taking Deb out on a date to get manicures and pedicures next week. So it'll be awesome. So that's my report. I don't know if there's any questions or anything. I'll hand it over to my team because they really know, right?
Well, thank you for your report. Any questions or comments for Dr. Mixa? I had just a couple of things I wanted to, did you have
I was gonna say,
anything?
we'll go easy. I'm gonna go easy on them.
Okay, all right. Just a couple of things I wanted to point out. I noticed when I was just briefly reviewing your enrollment report that there were, for the summer enrollment, there were 384 fewer credit hours withdrawn from classes. To me, that is a great statistic.
Definitely.
Because that tells us that more students are staying in class, which in the summertime is a bit of a challenge anyway, because there's always something calling from beyond. And so that's great that we may be able to see a significant increase in completers, which is always what we're after. And then I wanted to give a shout out to Dr. Jay Annell to follow up on what you were saying. He is out of town because he's on his annual trek with his students to Iceland. And for those of you who are Facebook friends with Jay, he posts the most amazing photos, and he is now dubbing himself the Volcano Man because once again, there's been a volcano eruption during his visit, and you know, how wonderful is that to give those students that opportunity. So a shout out to Jay. He's always doing such great things. So, all right. Anything else for us?
I would just like to end with, I just want to thank, I can't thank everybody enough. I've asked a zillion questions of people. They've been very patient with me with their names. It'll take me a while, but I really do appreciate it. And I really enjoy when I walk around, people stop and say hi to me, and I love to introduce myself. So anybody, if you're hearing this, don't hesitate to stop and say hi, and I get to know you a little bit. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Next on our agenda is new business. I'm not aware of any new business. Followed by old business. I'm also not aware of any old business. That brings us to the consent agenda. The consent agenda is an opportunity for the board to take up in a single motion matters of a fairly routine nature. And I want to start by pulling the BNSF agreement from A2, affiliation, articulation, and reverse transfer, cooperative, and other agreements, which is on page 17 of your board packet from the consent agenda. There's no big issue there. It's just there's some more things that are being reviewed, and so we'll be taking that up at a future time. Are there any other items that someone would like to pull from the consent agenda?
I just want to say it's probably one of the smallest consent agendas briefest I've ever seen. I was like, this is it? Like,
Yeah, it's like 2 pages or something.
yeah, we're going very easy on you.
This whole
Dr.
packet
Mix.
is tiny.
I know, it's really unusual.
Just to ask, and I think you said that with respect to the BNSF agreement, Madam Chair, there's nothing wrong with it, we just need to tweak it?
Yeah, and if you'll hold that thought, we're going to have a motion on that. We're just pulling it to take it up
Okay, great,
separately,
okay.
so, sorry, I didn't articulate that very well. All right, anything else we're going to pull from the consent agenda? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second?
Motion made by trustee Cross, seconded by trustee Smith Everett. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 6-0. Now, at this time, we'll take up the BNSF agreement, which was removed from the consent agenda. I'd like to entertain a motion to postpone consideration of this item until a future meeting. And again, it's not because there are any issues necessarily, but it's just as contracts sometimes do, it's just undergoing some further review. So with that, I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by trustee Mitchell, seconded by trustee Smith Everett. Any discussion?
Second by trustee Hamel.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
I just wanted to hear myself talk. Any discussion, is that what you said?
Any discussion?
Why? Why did we pull it out? Can we talk
I'm
about that?
going to defer to Rachel to,
They just have indicated that they are actively reviewing the lease agreement and they require more time to do so.
Are we going to lose them?
I don't have any other information
Okay.
than that.
After 25 years?
I'm just saying we appreciate them and I hope it works out.
yeah, I think it's just a lawyer thing. You know how lawyers can be.
Yeah.
I think I
I
heard they were
have some
gonna,
idea, yeah.
I think I heard somewhere say they might even expand something, so I don't know, but I don't know if that's true or not, but I heard something like that.
It's going to be the best expansion ever.
Maybe so.
Great.
I guess the best.
All right, we can speculate for days, but any other discussion?
Oh, thank you. I'm sorry.
Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 6-0. That brings us to the executive session. Is there anybody who really wants to have an executive session?
Negative.
All right. Hearing none, I don't believe there is one, and with that, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Boy.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by trustee Hamel.
Anybody's keeping score, this is going to be a hard record to beat right here.
Did you second that?
Incredible. I
'Cause you're
did.
taking
Go, let's get
time.
the
clock's
record.
ticking.
Seconded, I
Seconded
seconded.
by
it.
trustee
it.
Smith Everett. Any
Get
discussion?
out.
No.
Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 6-0. We are adjourned.